If you're pregnant or someone you love deeply is expecting a baby, please don't skip this video. Because just a few minutes from now, you'll learn something that could completely change the way you think and act throughout pregnancy. Let me ask you this. What if I told you that your negative emotions, sadness, fatigue, anxiety, or constant worrying could deeply affect your baby's developing brain? Not just now, but long after birth, impacting how your child speaks, interacts, and feels about the world? Would you believe me? This isn't a warning meant to scare you. It's a reality, backed by science. We are specialists in maternal and child health, and we understand just how emotional and overwhelming pregnancy can be. But because we all want our babies to be born healthy, strong, and emotionally intelligent, we want to help you understand what's really happening inside your body and how you can make simple changes, starting today, that will benefit your child for life. Just give us a few minutes. By the end of this video, you'll see your emotions not as a weakness, but as a powerful tool to nurture your baby's brain, even before they're born. And if this video makes a difference for you, please help us spread this message to other mothers. Subscribe for more trusted, science-based content like this. Now, let's begin. Why is your child not responding when you call their name? Why do they smile less or seem distant in their own little world? Before you assume it's just their personality or blame screen time, consider this. Some of these signs may be rooted in something far earlier. Yes, as early as when they were still in the womb. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change the way you think about early childhood. Forever. Let's start with a truth many people overlook. A child's brain doesn't begin developing at birth. It begins weeks after conception. And by the third trimester, the baby's brain is forming thousands of new connections every second. But here's the twist. It's not just nutrients or oxygen that shape those connections. It's emotion. Specifically, the emotional state of the mother. Yes, a mother's stress, anxiety, or depression during pregnancy doesn't just affect her mood. It sends chemical signals, hormones like cortisol, directly to the baby's developing brain. Now, why does this matter? Because studies have shown that when a pregnant woman experiences chronic stress or depression, it can alter the growth of key brain regions in the fetus, especially the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, the parts responsible for emotion, attention, and social communication. Imagine trying to build a house during a storm. That's what the developing brain faces when exposed to a high-stress womb environment. You might ask, okay, but my baby was born healthy. What does that have to do with how they communicate now? That's the tricky part. Many of these changes are invisible at birth. They often appear months or even years later. A child might struggle with eye contact, or take longer to babble, point, or respond to their name, or seem uninterested in social games like peekaboo. These can be early signs of delayed social communication, and yes, sometimes overlap with symptoms seen in autism spectrum conditions. But not always. In many cases, these are children who simply didn't get the ideal neuro-emotional foundation during the earliest stage of life. Let's take a closer look at the science. A large 2023 study published in JAMA Psychiatry found that children whose mothers had high levels of depressive symptoms during pregnancy were significantly more likely to show difficulties with communication and emotional regulation at age 3. Another 2024 review in the Lancet Child and Adolescent Health confirmed that prenatal stress can affect language development, empathy, and even social play behaviors in early childhood. And here's the kicker. Even mild depression, when prolonged, can have long-term effects, especially if left unaddressed. Now, this isn't about guilt. Let me be clear. If you're a mother watching this and thinking, I was sad a lot when I was pregnant, did I damage my child? Please, take a deep breath. This is not your fault. Motherhood is hard, pregnancy is overwhelming, and far too many women suffer in silence, without emotional support or mental health care. The goal here isn't to blame, it's to understand. Because when we understand, we can act early and act wisely. So what can be done? If your child shows signs of delayed communication, start by observing their interactions. Do they respond to their name? Do they show interest in facial expressions? Are they pointing or trying to share attention? If these things are delayed, early intervention matters. But it's just as important to look back at the emotional landscape during pregnancy. Not to change the past, but to inform the future. Because understanding the cause helps tailor the right support. Now for the good news. The brain is wonderfully plastic, especially in the first 5 years. That means early stimulation, therapy, emotional bonding, and language-rich interaction can rewire and restore what may have been affected before birth. And for future parents watching, prioritizing maternal mental health is one of the best gifts you can give your child. Therapy, community support, self-care, and rest are not luxuries. They are investments in your baby's brain. In fact, just regular loving conversation between a mother and her unborn baby has been shown to increase auditory learning and early vocal development. The womb is not silent. It listens and remembers. So if you know someone who's pregnant, or if you are, check in emotionally. Ask how they're feeling, not just how the baby is growing. Because every word, every touch, every heartbeat is shaping a future communicator. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this video spoke to you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Drop a comment below. Have you noticed changes in your child's communication? What was your pregnancy experience like emotionally? We'd love to hear your story. And don't forget, in our next video, we'll explore powerful brain-building activities you can do with your baby from day one. You won't want to miss it. See you there.